U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will meet Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi next week in Laos, as the country hosts the foreign ministers meeting of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN. Speaking at the Aspen Security Forum in Colorado, Blinken said that it was important for both US and China to be able to hold discussions on areas where they disagree, including on issues surrounding the South China Sea and Taiwan. Although the US and China are not members of the Southeast Asian bloc, senior diplomats from both countries are normally invited to attend regional meetings and hold face-to-face discussions on the sidelines of the meeting.
How often do you speak to your Chinese counterpart?
I speak to him on a fairly regular basis, and I'll be seeing him next week, in fact, in Laos. But that's important. But it's important for two reasons. It's important, first, to make sure that, again, we have clarity and we're not getting into something that's unintended. It's also important because, one, we're able to communicate very clearly on areas where we disagree, so at least China knows where we're coming from, just as we know where they're coming from. We have that on the South China Sea, we have that on Taiwan, we have that on overcapacity now. These are critical.
Antony Blinken's talks with Wang Yi next week in Laos will come in the backdrop of heightened tensions in the South China Sea. United States has issued an advisory to American citizens in Taiwan as well, as Taiwan plans to hold joint civil-military air defense exercises called WION and number 47, beginning from Monday through Thursday. The drills come as Chinese military aircraft and ships continue to operate around the island. In the past few months, Taiwan has reported that Chinese military aircraft frequently enter Taiwan's air defense identification zone. Meanwhile, ASEAN has announced it wants to expedite negotiations with China on a code of conduct to reduce the risk of conflicts in South China Sea. The Southeast Asian bloc says it hopes to conclude talks by 2026.